Yo, yo. We got a pump. Today's pumping. We got a little pump-a-roon here over pretty much across markets. Oil sold off pretty intensely over the last 48 hours. Potentially already bottomed for a local higher low. And now we're seeing everything else start to move upwards. Should we trust the rally? Will the rally continue? Is this the direction that we're going to see move all week? We're going to look at these questions. We're going to check out each of the charts, see logical upside targets, supports for entries, resistances, for profit taking, etc. We're going to cover SP 500, DJI, oil, Bitcoin, gold, probably whatever else pops up while we're live. I forgot for a second, but I remember, thanks to Pickle, that we have the FOMC minutes at 2 o'clock. It's currently 12:11. Terrible timing. We'll cover them. I don't know how that's going to look, but we're going to cover them. The FOMC minutes, probably going to be spicy, especially with talk of hikes. Powell coming in on his last FOMC meeting. There's shenanigans ahead, I have a feeling. April is not disappointing, and so thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming back. Zhou's still not 50K. It's crazy. It's crazy. Please hit the like button. The more you guys hit the like button, the better my internet connection will be. That's facts. I'm not sure how that works. It's science of some kind. Last stream, we had big connection issues. I talked to Comcast. I had them come out. Didn't really fix anything. Here's the good news. I should be able to get fiber internet next month, so in May at some point. So we'll push through. Hopefully today goes well. We're streaming a little bit earlier. Maybe we'll we'll see what happens. But thank you for tuning in, my friends. We've got some interesting things going on, and you guys are talking about it out there. Mostly about pecans. Pecan. Mostly about pecans. No, the talk of the town. The Iran conflict, we've won it again. We've declared victory again. The more times you declare victory, the more you win. And so there was a ceasefire signed. I believe that the ceasefire was already violated by Iran attacking salination plants of whatever. I don't know. Apparently, that wasn't part of the ceasefire, but like I'm going to be honest. I don't think that this is over. I doubt that the ceasefire lasts throughout the week, if even today. We did see oil weakness on that ceasefire agreement, but the chart, I think, still looking really bullish. It's hard for me to bet downward on oil, and I still believe that it's looking for new all-time highs probably this month. Even with the ceasefire, no more problems. And a 16% sell-off yesterday in oil, which is pretty crazy. We have a nice structure that's built here. We saw 115, our previous daily resistance, tested again before rejecting, and the end of the conflict news just brought us to a higher low. Now, this is still in danger. If oil trades down lower, let's say to 82, it's likely broken this structure, and, well, probably going to change my mid to long-term outlook on oil. But that hasn't changed yet. Sentiment got pretty bearish on oil yesterday. I tweeted it's still going to all-time high, and people did not like that. A lot of angry, salty comments about how stupid I am, etc. Well, oil hanging on right now today at that low 91. Really didn't see, I'd say, a move that would line up with the ceasefire already being violated, with kind of, I don't know, the agreement being thrown out the window. So we might have to wait and just watch and listen for more news coming in on oil today into the week. There is actually a tie-in with crypto and Bitcoin. Bitcoin seeing one of the nicest daily candles, up 3.63%, that we've seen in a while. We're still in the same pattern. We're still in the same range. We've retested 71.4, which has acted as resistance again. But Bitcoin and cryptocurrency getting somehow muddled into this move, into this conflict in Iran. The agreement that was made, I'm paraphrasing, was something like Iran would charge $1 a barrel per barrel that passes through the strait, and also maybe a $2 million a ship fee, which was looking at in the estimated range of 15 billion to like 50, 60 billion a year. You have to think $1 a barrel is not that much. It's only about a 1% increase from what the price is right now. But the volume of barrels that go through that strait is insane. It's absolutely bonkers. So why is Bitcoin, why is crypto tied into this? Is this why Bitcoin rallied today? I don't know, maybe. But it's tied in because I haven't fact checked this yet. I've only read articles. I'm going to go look at the original statement from Iran that they are going to demand payment for this fee in cryptocurrency. Now, it's confusing because I'm seeing a lot of headlines that say Iran demands Bitcoin for fees to the strait. And then I go into the articles, and in the articles it says cryptocurrency. I need to actually go look at the announcement from Iran and see what wording they used. I don't want to get my hopes up because this kind of thing happens a lot. We hear the word crypto, we get excited, we run away with Bitcoin. I would guess that they want stable coins, not Bitcoin. I would love for them to want and demand Bitcoin. That'd be amazing. I support it. Iran, go ahead. But it just seems more likely that they're going to look at the stable coins. They're trying to bypass sanctions. They're trying to collect fees in a way that the US government can't just unwind it, right? This in itself, even if Bitcoin isn't related, is a great use case, a great example of Bitcoin going forward in the future. Bitcoin and crypto going forward in the future. As governments play these games with each other, a decentralized form of currency gains value. It just makes sense. You don't want someone else to be able to just undo or take or delete whatever you have. And kind of the only way to do that, it seems, is to be through physical means like gold, silver, power plants, things like that you can even name. However, those things can be destroyed. They can be destroyed. We've seen lots of destruction around the world this year, whether it be in Iran or Ukraine. We kind of forgot about Ukraine, didn't we? Wasn't there a bajillion? There was a bunch of ceasefires. I don't think they ever stopped firing. I totally forgot about it. But hope they're doing well. We've seen things blown up and specifically targeted for their wealth. In the news, we're hearing basically AI centers, data centers becoming targets for war. This is another shining example of technology kind of leaking into the future. Its value becoming more and more undeniable. It's no longer fringe. It's no longer this could happen, that could happen. We are in a time where I would say that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency was created for. I'm going to just say Bitcoin. Bitcoin was created for. There is uncertainty looming with the dollar. Our alliances, our reputation, and our trustworthiness as a country is being called into question, and that should logically have a downside effect on the dollar, the loss of the dollar's confidence, and that is the environment where we would look for Bitcoin to succeed. It's already succeeded throughout the years, but even if it's not directly being demanded by Iran, I think that this is setting the stage for a bigger, more embracing, more positive future. Certainly wouldn't be the best, I want to say, if Iran really is demanding Bitcoin. I don't really think that gives it a good image, but Bitcoin doesn't need a good image in general. But it's kind of just more fuel for the fire for retail and fudders out there. See, Iran terrorists want it, and the criminals want it, all this BS. But let's not lose sight of the positivity that this whole, well, I don't want to say positivity, the use case, the demand, the future demand that this entire conflict is showing for Bitcoin. Let's just leave it with that. I was about to say positivity, talking about war. I don't want to do that. I don't have any positivity about war. I don't want to mince words there. Bitcoin, let's see, up, closed yesterday 4.4% and went right back down. So I have started to, maybe I'm going crazy, guys. Are you going crazy with me? That'd be cool. If you're going crazy with me, hit the like button, subscribe. Might be going crazy from this price action on Bitcoin. It seems, I said this in the Discord earlier. Make sure you're in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. It's free. Jump in there. Lots of good stuff in there. I said that it feels now that Bitcoin's price action is irrespective of anything. It doesn't seem to do with demand or supply. It doesn't seem to do with fear and greed, or even I don't know, even the chart. What it seems to do now is every time it gets even a little bit, feels a little bit positive, that's like the reversal. As soon as Bitcoin is moving up at all, it reverses. Like it's remarkable. Like earlier today, we had this little move to 72.8, and like immediately one in the Discord was like, "Hey guys, that's a nice little pop here," and instantly back down. It's like, it seems like it's stopping it's hunting our like mental stop losses. It's just going for the dopamine, and I don't know. Maybe gearing us up for a hated rally setup, something like that. I do like what's happening here, however, on lower time frames. Though it is still largely a bearish structure, I do like some of the things that are starting to kind of paint out here. This was the surprise for me. From Friday, basically the over weekend trading, this was looking very much like a breakdown that would follow the bearish patterns, the bearish movements that we've seen over the last, God knows, I'm losing track now, and what we've seen in previous bear markets. A breakdown from there really lined up. In November, we saw a higher high, a failed rally that basically traded sideways and then moved to the next leg down. This Sunday into Monday into Tuesday, Wednesday price action, while it certainly is not a guarantee of moon, it is starting to have a little bit of a different flavor here. With these sideways moves that predictably, consistently break down, the reversal there is actually a pretty nice sign. This reminds me of some price action that I've seen many years ago in my trading history that I can describe as like sideways steps that are slowly moving higher. We see higher highs, but it basically just fails to invalidate our lows here. Now, this is Hopium. You may have seen other people post about this. I didn't actually get this from them, but kind of something like in this category. I'm not going to say it's identical, but these sideways kind of steps that just don't break down. We see higher highs come in sideways. You don't break down. I'm not like ready to say this is what's happening, but I'm starting to kind of get similarity vibes of this price action. Maybe it's Hopium. Probably is Hopium. It still does look remarkably like the price action we saw before, but something is different. Something did change, right? Something's a little off. 69 days. How many days have we been here? 62 days. Interesting. So we're about a week away from the duration of the last leg, the last momentum move to the downside from November into the beginning of this year. About a week away. If we fail to break lower than our low in February, about 60K, after that week, I can say that this is a chart showing me slowing selling momentum. The moves are coming slower. Typically in a parabolic movement, you see the opposite. Parabolic movement to the downside or upside. You see the opposite. You'll see some kind of move, let's talk about, to the upside. Some kind of move to the upside that has a consolidation period, another move, and then the consolidation period gets smaller and smaller. This actually isn't a good example. Last bull run. It's not a good example at all. Maybe right here we see like a longer period than a shorter period. That would be textbook or fitting of the definition of parabolic. The same is true to the downside. If we invert it, maybe it's easier to see. As we're approaching 69 days, nice. We're slowly sussing out the potential of a slower selling momentum, and that would be, I'd say, a bullish sign in like the midterm. If we can make it a whole week and not sell off, it might be time for a bigger retracement. Of course, Bitcoin now doing nothing. Money flow on the day, flipping green. VWAP a little weak, but momentum reaching back up. We haven't had green or positive money flow in Bitcoin since January. It's been 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. That was not very long lived though, however, did end with the breakdown to the next level. I don't know if I have any. I wonder if there's like anything crazy I'm missing on the Bitcoin chart. There's been so little movement that nothing, I feel like nothing has really changed. The 200-week moving average still right below us, creeping up to 60,000, untested. The 200-day moving average, God, we've been waiting forever, has come down pretty significantly, honestly. I remember talking about it at 106K, now down at 90K, moving towards price. 88, untested. Your guess is as good as mine. $12-hour money flow, a little higher high. It might not be bad. Let's see, we looked at DJI just a little bit. Yeah, we called it. Do we call the top and bottom on stocks again? I don't know, man. Something about this rally is not super convincing to me. It is pretty quick. Where is this? Interesting. I won't say it's an uninteractive level. This was support before the breakdown. DJI back to resistance. 47.8. Where are we in the old retracement? About a 0.5. I have nothing to back it up, but I feel as if this is going to reverse. Damn well called the bottom, dude. A perfect test again of that previous high as resistance, now as support. He got the move. Like at this point, this trade, even if it doesn't make it all the way back up to 49, it's just a solid trade. That could have been taken with so much leverage and not gotten stopped out. That was like literally perfect. Weekly here, higher low, VWAP up. Maybe not. Maybe I'm calling too soon. Maybe we are looking for higher. SPX. This is actually the crazy, weird chart. Okay, I've been saying this has kind of stood out. It hasn't lined up with DJI and RUT. Look at this. On Monday, I was talking about the death cross coming and marking the bottom. At that point, I was on the side of we test the 200-day, we reject, and we move lower. Look at this open. This is why stocks are a scam. Oh, is this why stocks are a scam? No. Dude, look at this open. Just gaps over the 100 and actually opens above the 50. Then spends the beginning of the day selling off in a red candle. We saw that like across markets. We now have a gap below the 200-day. This is some funky charting. This is a funky price action, I'll say. Very funky. If SB can stay above the 50-day, which is at 6,760 right now, the death cross will be avoided, and this will likely be a V-shaped recovery, right back to the highs. I don't even know how to bet on this at this point. Is it really going to be the exact same thing as last year? It was like the first week of April we bottomed. This is the very end of March. And then we just V-shaped recovery. We do see a gap. We do see a gap last year on SP 500. It's not as big, not as crazy looking as the current one, but we did see a gap above the 200-day. It's the exact same move in many ways. It's really early to make a call on this. I think it's probably a foolish game to make a call on this based on just one big old gapped candle. However, let's take this as something at least. Our move right here from our all-time high to our local low in March, the 1618 lines up with all of these other fib extensions. That's kind of crazy. 7,450, something in this range. Look at this. Right there again. More confluence at the same value. What a funky chart. Let me get through some of my thoughts on the rest of this stuff, then I'm going to jump to the chat. Week The week does look pretty nice here, though. It looks like every other time, though, that it's closed below the 50 week, it's continued lower. Here, 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 here. See a lot of that reversal momentum here as well. Rut opened with the same big gap as SP 500. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Opened immediately turned red, leaving a big gap here, 25.4. That entry juiced. I mean, that was great. It was a great entry. Pulling over. I think that this could have more upside in it. Its move was a little more distinguished and different from the SP and Dow. Spent a lot of time testing this area's resistance, finally tapped it, saw a nice spring. I think 3100 still in the cards by the end of the year. Dollar, of course, when going higher, randomly shits the bed here. Crazy manipulation of markets, I would say. Look at this dump in Tuesday, just gaps down. How does the dollar gap down on a weekday? How does that even happen? Just Tuesday, just gaps down. Not just gaps down, like gaps down and then tests lows. Like, dude, this chart, I think I'm gonna give up ever doing analysis on the dollar. This does not ever seem to move the way that it looks like it's going to. I should just start counter trading myself on the dollar. Tesla long, you guys saw me take it live. It did get stopped out. Rip. The death cross right here today. Maybe marking the low. I don't know, man. It seems hard for me to be bully, though. I guess Tesla's IPOing or SpaceX is IPOing. Maybe that's all involved. Death cross is right here. We have a low. Price opened up with the rest of the market and then dumped down. Now it's basically at zero from yesterday's close. Bonds probably. I haven't gotten, look at Scandisk. I haven't gotten any bond alerts yet. Let's let's do this. This is a good tweet. This is tweetable. Tweetable. Boom. Done. Done. There it is. That was a quick tweet. For me, Tesla rejected from all-time high. It broke market structure. It broke support. I think, for me, I'm looking for 300. Unless this IPO talk is like really impacting, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know how a SpaceX IPO would help Tesla. I guess Tesla might own. I don't want to think about it. I don't know. From a chart, I'm looking for lower. Period. Pert. What's this chart? SNDK. That's a good ticker. Scandisk. SNDK. Donkey Kong. This was looking hecka bullish. Wow. Wow, nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. I remember there was a brief period here where Scandisk, there was like FUD about, I don't know, something about AI and like the demand for, was it recently? It was like Google was like, AI's demand for solid state drives was going to go down 90% because of something. It's just like, that lasted 0 seconds. Scandisk at all-time high today. Let's go. Up 11.5%. Look for the long down here. Got it. Has not bag tested 723. I think that this can still be in play. I think it's still be in play. $1,000 target for Scandisk looking solid now. Long down here at 5.8. Damn, that's gonna be a huge play. Absolutely bonkers. Just a bonkers chart. One thing I think is worth noting, though, taking a look at these indicators, Scandisk, while it is in price exploration, it is pushing higher, and there probably is no reason to bet against the price of these things going down from a narrative point. Scandisk is painting higher highs, but pretty much everything here is not reflecting that. RSI not even overbought on these highs. I actually would view that as bearish. When you have price exploration, when I say bearish, I don't mean down now. I mean as a leading indicator of like bearishness, right? You're painting higher highs because you're in price exploration. There's just no liquidity above you. There's really just not a lot of orders. There's not a lot of resistance, right? When your money flow is coming down, your RSI is coming down in tandem. That can be suggesting that those highs are more of like a liquidity thing than they are actual demand increasing in like a parabolic way. I still think 1,000's on the table. Still think it's a great target. I think it's more likely than some crazy breakdown. But I would be careful chasing this up. If I were to get in this now, I would probably close the position at 1,000. And then just, you know, be happy I won. If I was in it from 250, I don't know, I would probably let it run. But yeah, the week is a little different story. I think 1,000. I'll simplify Scandisk. I think $1,000 upside target, entry at 2 or at 7. I keep just reading the first number like my eyes are looking at instead of the whole number. I don't know what's happening with that. Dyslexia. Entry possibly at 725. Best way to put it. As with everything doing this kind of move, you have a lot of risk here, but a lot of potential reward. You got to play that right. How long is that? 27 minutes. Not so bad. You sat through 27 minutes of me rambling about charts, just sharing my initial thoughts of the market today. What are you guys thinking about? Scandisk? What are you guys thinking about? What are you looking for? What did I miss? What do you agree with? What do I disagree with? $1,000 after stock split. When are they splitting soon? Or you mean like this was the split back here? If this was the split back here, then I'm annoyed and I don't have the rest of the chart. Crushing earnings, I bet. Meta. It wasn't you. It was someone else, Derek, that was looking at Meta the other day. I didn't really like it. Yeah, software that reduces the memory requirements from Google. Good, so I wasn't just making shit up. Okay. I like Meta. I like Meta at 380. Held the low here. I like it at 380. I don't love this setup. I think that's what I was saying the other day. I think you're painting something that looks head and shoulders-y. Lower high, break the low. You have a little downtrend established here. See like a loss of momentum. Kind of same deal with Scandisk here. You have higher highs, but your RSI is not getting there. And I mean, wow, actually that's kind of crazy. On the week, your money flow highs are just coming down with momentum. You have the green die here. This could be a pivotal week for Meta. If Meta can close strong this week, let's say like 675, probably looking at like 890, 900. If you reject here, you lose this. You lose this strong week. I think you're looking down to the 200 week moving average, 460. Either or. Daily not quite as good looking as the week. Nike continues its free fall. $40 target looking pretty reasonable at this point. Nothing's catching Nike except for me, because I just bought a pair of Nikes. I'm basically their biggest investor at this point. Keeping them alive, baby. Keeping them all the way alive. What's up, Karen? I'd like to speak to the manager. Get it. Apparently Adam Back is our manager now. Apparently that's Satoshi. It's such a gibberish. Dude's not Satoshi. Why would Satoshi, a guy who has been anonymous somehow throughout all these years, mention only one person in the white paper, and it be himself? Like, bro, that's the silliest gibberish. What's up, Chief Wreck? What's up, Johnny Crypto, Nimoy, Unknown Samurai? It's a quiet day. Nike Pig better than Nike? Probably. I don't even know what that is, and probably. It's some shitcoin. Probably is better. Let's see. I'm gonna look that up. Iran. The currency of Bitcoin. Let's see if I can. Where do I even find the original message? A key figure told the Financial Times. All right, so the Financial Times would have the quote. Well, no. Once the email arrives and Iran completes the assessment, vessels are given a few seconds to pay in Bitcoin. Well, they better do some research there and understand that it might take more than a few seconds. I was wrong. I'm gonna update this. So the Financial. I have to update my tweet because I was wrong. All right, it's Bitcoin. I kind of doubt. I still don't believe it though. Even though this is the quote from them, from the people, from a key figure, who is Hamid Hassini, a spokesperson for Iran's oil, gas, and petrochemical products exporters union. Okay, which works with the government. That's cool. Ensuring they can't be traced or confiscated due to sanctions. I mean, that's why they would choose crypto. Yeah. But, a few seconds. I guess you would pay. Okay, a few seconds to pay in Bitcoin. All right, this is fine. You could pay in Bitcoin, and it's and not have the transaction go through right away. You like show that that you made the transaction, and by the time the ship gets through it, it will confer. What are they gonna do? Like double spend attack for a tanker? Maybe. That'd be crazy. We're thinking about doing it as a joint venture, said the president. Yeah, I'm sure that's what Trump said. I'm sure that's not what Iran said. That's funny. Well, I guess the guy did say the word Bitcoin, which I like. I can appreciate that. Today is picture day at school. That's why I dressed up. What's up, Mike? What's up, Joan? GameStop, dude. I've just never. I guess I'll just never understand this. Like, it's just like shitcoins. It's you bought into something super controlled. Like the people that control this are gonna make the money, and you're not. I don't know. I just find it like crazy hard to believe that people still follow it. I love the idea of it rallying and pumping and everybody making tons of money. That'd be dope. I'd love that idea. It's held this $25 range for a year. April of last year. I didn't actually realize this has been so long. April of last year, it hit a low during the Liberation Day or whatever. Rallied. People got excited for like one more minute and then just traded sideways. Honestly, it looks a lot like an altcoin chart from 2021. Like, all-time high, bleeds out for years. Failed high, bleeds out. The bleeding out now is sideways versus a kind of tight wedge downward channel before. I mean, I don't really feel like this will ever do anything again. Do you guys? That's just a feeling. That's like my feelings, though. Don't listen to my feelings. It's so squeezed. It's crazy. Look at these weekly candles between the 250. Like, if it trades here for much longer, all these moving averages will just be at the exact same price. This is a really high energy setup that you do not see very often. $200-month tested bounced. I don't know. To me, it just looks so much like altcoins that never did anything. Go ahead, though. I give it permission. Go, just run. Run to the moon. Rip it. Micron, we've been looking at MU. Probably for you. Jimmy about to do something major, says the real PG. What's it about to do? This is not what this is not the right one. Why is this not working? I know. I looked at this. Micron, there it is. For some reason it won't select when I type it in. Gapped up, fell down, same thing. No change there. That's pretty big break in structure. This candle did recover at least those support lows. Still looking at 500. Pi cycle. People stopped talking about pi cycle real quick, didn't they? I need some whoops. What up, Ahmad? Dumb shot. What's up, brother? Tau. I think I had Tau open until this morning. AMC, we look at AMC. Tau, did you not test the 200? You didn't. The entry didn't hit. It's kind of crazy. I guess there's still time. I still like Tau at 286. I still like it there. 200-day moving average. That was your resistance that you blew through. I still like it there. If you do break 377, looking at just under 500. Day looks good. I do like this rounding MACD. RSI is not great, but that's okay. That can change. Oh wait, no, it doesn't need to be great. RSI is fine. You have a lower high and a lower high. That's what you want. But I really like this money flow coming up with VWAP and momentum. Everything above the zero line. I like that a lot on the day. I need like the 285 zone for Tau. Maybe I'll be a buyer there. It's too beautiful. It's too good. I think it's gonna come. Just like the real PG's gonna giggity. If it goes to 400. You think the market's going down? The ceasefire's not happening? I mean, I totally agree. The ceasefire. I'm not really I'm just not sure why people thought the ceasefire was real. Guys, like, we've heard that this war was over a dozen times. A dozen times. It was just interesting how quickly people like latched on to this time. Maybe it's because markets opened up. Maybe it's because it's what we want. I think not just us as the United States or even Iran. I think it's what the world wants right now, is for this conflict to end. I think that we kind of confirmation bias is what we wanted to happen, so we agreed with it. But like, there's no reason to believe it's over. I want it to be over. I'm not supporting it continuing. But with the evidence we have, it seems foolish to assume it was over, right? Am I crazy? So here's something I will say. The GME apes definitely weathering better than the AMC apes. I get these confused when I think back in history about like which is which. Maybe this is a testament to GME not being as bad as I think it is, because look at this. This thing not only did it nuke as hard as any altcoin, 99.9% down. It's at $1.30. In 2021, it was at 400 almost. But this shitter just keeps banging out new all-time lows. Certainly you did way, way, way better with GME. This will be a little counterintuitive, but AMC, if it ever rallies, probably has more upside at this point, simply because it's retraced so far. There just cannot be sellers of this thing anymore. This is a concept I talk about in crypto a lot. Sometimes things go up not because there's buyers in the sense that people think, like demand and people want it, but because there's simply just no sellers left. And that's what I would assume is going on here. I would not trust this rally. I would not trust any rally. I would just assume this is going to be a worthless stock. But what do you got up here? Like 238. 238. You're currently at 130. It's a 2x. I could see that happening. I would never bet on this. This thing is so cooked. This is more cooked than, like I said, the shittiest of shitcoins in crypto. This is wild, and rest in peace to Man, Apple was 40 cents in 1990. What was I doing? Being born or something. Being a baby. Should have been buying Apple. Yes, Apple. I honestly, I'd be looking for a breakdown on Apple. What's weird, Brent? What is Brent? What's the difference between Brent and WTI? Like, I'm confused. I'll have to look it up. Brent was so much more bullish, and now is more bearish. It's like both more bullish and more bearish. When you're looking at spot oil or WTI oil, it's just such a simple chart, but it's just everything that I think you need to know. Your lows are coming up. Even on the day, you haven't invalidated this quite yet with a close. On the day, your lows are coming up. You've retested your high. Super clean closes at the high. As long as you don't trade below here. So you could trade lower. You could trade lower. Prefer to stay here. As long as you don't trade lower than like 84. I think you're looking for 115 rather quickly. Maybe as soon as everybody stops pretending that the conflict's over. The all-time high sits at 130. It's about 40% move from here right now. I think we break it. I think it makes no sense that the all-time high for oil would be 4 years ago. Was it longer ago than that? It might have been even longer ago than that. I forget if this isn't the full history. I don't think it makes any sense that something like oil, yeah, this doesn't give me more history either, would not price higher in a world of inflation. Like, it just doesn't add up. It's like almost necessary for it to paint all-time highs. I'm not saying it has to fly, quadruple overnight and stay there, but I don't know, a wick, maybe some trading there. I think it makes sense, and I just don't understand why we would think otherwise. Like, oil is similar to gold and silver we had talked about in the past, where it's like these things haven't kept up with inflation. Then gold and silver went crazy. Well, oil hasn't kept up with inflation. Probably needs some repricing. The world has sat on a throne of cheap oil for a long time. All thrones crumble eventually. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think Apple's a buy. Brent is the Brent fields in the North Sea, the West oil. I understand those words. New home, new haircut, new internet. What a week! True. All track. It's been some time. It's been some time, my friend. The last 2 weeks of my life have been chaos. Look at silver. Silver looks like shit, dude. Silver looks really bad. To be fair, I have said that silver looks really bad since it fell. Since maybe we called the top. So far, we called the top. We're off by cents. Well in advance, too. So far, it looks like shit, though, right? Fell from your high. You failed to rally. You failed to hold support. Now, what's this going on? You got a higher low, higher high on the day of a little uptrend started, similar to back here. But, bro, I don't know. I think these look bad. I've been saying this. I had been saying this. I guess I'm still saying it. I don't like to repeat myself, so I stopped saying things. I need to get rid of that. That gold and silver priced in the conflict. They priced in this whole gibberish conflict. And maybe they're done. I think gold will gain against silver over the year. Of course, it's possible they both run still, but man, their charts, when they sold off in one day, those crazy percents, their charts just totally changed. Yeah, gold versus silver, I'm still looking for a move. I think gold wants to reprice, maybe before they both make an upward move. I think gold wants to reprice against silver back to its kind of just average, back to its mean. I think that's likely to be somewhere about 20% higher, gold versus silver. On the silver rally, silver hit historical valuations versus gold. The last time we saw those was 2011. Before that, 1980. Both times this happened, gold gained against silver for a very good amount of time after. 600% over 4,000 days. 3,000 days, 300%. I think we're going to see something similar. They both could go up and they could both go down in this scenario. I think gold begins to reprice against silver. Maybe they both go up, but I think we're going to be waiting. We're going to be waiting some time. Gold does look a little better, as makes sense with the repricing idea. Gold really sketched me out here. This looked incredibly bullish, and something broke here. Like March 10th, March 11th, something broke. This lower low on gold obviously destroyed the structure. You had such a good setup here. This was like retest highs. For example, this is what oil did. It like did this instead of this. Has not done much moving, but since the fall in March, it has had a higher low, a higher high, higher low, higher high. Today broke its high, but it's retracing. I think that we're just continuing the stair step back up to about 5,000, where our fates will be decided, right? Could continue running, kind of pave the path for a bullish Q2, finish off the first half of the year. I think more likely, honestly, is a return to 5,000, back to the top of this trend line, and then some dicking around again. I don't think we're going to fly through. Could be. Like that. It's probably the bullish path. Wow. It did hit oversold, which is kind of crazy. On the day, it hit oversold only after the second sell-off. Not even on the first sell-off, but after the second sell-off it did. The last time it had hit oversold was in, I think it's 23. It's not as crazy as I thought. But it is kind of crazy to think it did not become oversold throughout these really big drops. That just shows the relative strength. It's blowing my mind that SP 500 is actually looking now to close this day green. Blowing my mind. That is an ugly candle on oil. Got the FOMC minutes in 50 minutes. I don't know if I want to stream through both. What do you guys think? Oh, I moved myself up here. How did I get up here? How long have I been up there? You didn't tell me. You probably... Yo, yo, yo. Alright, gold, platinum. I was very disappointed by platinum. I thought platinum was going to do way better. It did not. It failed me. The whole metal rally ended. I was like, platinum looks prime. Platinum looked prime. Right. Platinum looked prime to reprice against gold. I thought that was like a sure bet. You are right, though. This didn't fail. It pulled back right to the trend. It didn't fail. It is probably about to price against gold. Pretty significantly. Oh my. Oh my. Does that mean that like they're all gonna rally and I'm being too bearish? Hey, look, Platinum just broke the downtrend, just broke this wedge. It's actually pretty attractive. From Bangladesh, what's up, man? 24-hour stream? Alright. People have said you are high. Assume you smoked a bit. Never high when I'm streaming. What's up, Kurt? 𝐒𝐴𝐧 Kresna. How are you, 𝐒𝐴𝐧? You have an interesting channel, 𝐒𝐴𝐧. Interesting. What is it you're looking at? Resolve? What's that? Solve. Resolve. Resolve. You're now tuned into the Resolve channel. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with you. That looks yummy. It looks something. Need more decimals. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you, man. 5 cents. You got 4.1. That's 20%. Lower low. I think you could trade back to 5 cents. I don't know if I have confidence past 5 cents, but there you go. Yeah, you know, I'm looking at it now too. It's like silver did the descending trend. It did back test it. It did put a higher high. I don't know. Maybe it's not cooked right in time. Maybe I need to get out of this, out of the bearishness. I think it looks like shit, but platinum does look like it wants to go. My head floating. Oh, I got it. True. Liquidity on a liquidity crunch someday, bro. Seems impossible. Paulo Doyle, happy hump day. Seems impossible that Bitcoin hasn't had one. Proof that, I don't know, supply and demand don't work. Unpredictable chaos. What's up, Rehoofty? How you doing, man? Man, it's quiet and chilling. Mr. 𝐂𝐡𝐚, welcome. Let's see. We got the FOMC minutes at 2. It's 45 minutes away. I think we're gonna take a little break. They're gonna be back at 2. What do you guys think? I already have it scheduled. I already have the stream up. Doesn't matter what you think. Ha! No, I'm just kidding. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be back at 2. So 45-minute break. Go eat lunch. Come back. It's mandatory. See you guys very soon.